hit us with our intro?
I don't really have anything ready today. Let's see. Hey guys, it's Stahl, back at you again with another spoiled royalties. So we didn't exactly hit our goal of finally filling out the F jar. So we're lowering the limit today. All it takes is one good boy coin, okay? All right.
Boy coin.
I just need your permission, Wyverian. Any point. If I do something good, just give me an F word, please. It's sad. I can't even fill out the jar.
This will be an ongoing thing. $5 and I will let him go to town. Okay, maybe not go to town, but definitely he will be allowed one. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in this group donates just to allow it. I could see that happening realistically.
Maybe.
But anyways.
So, we're going to pick up with the one person that was not here last week. So there's less of a time paradox. Potentially. Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
You had just brought the quote-unquote fixed equipment back to the machine folk, who managed to get it running temporarily. And the rest of the machine bodies around the area began to wake up. Almost immediately after, there's more activity, people running around, trying to organize things, trying to get the people waking up oriented. Chaos is a word, and probably the best description to what is now kind of erupted at this little supply depot area. As they do kind of get bearings, get people organized, they're arming themselves. They are very clearly retrieving firearms, melee weaponry, etc. from stockpiles. And the best way I can describe this is it looks like they're ready to march to war. They admittedly don't seem to be paying too much attention to your little group of bewildered people standing in the middle of the road. They're staying out of your way, but they're operating pretty independently right now. Do you have a plan? A desire to do something here? Or is it simply watch the situation unfold?
At this point, I'm trying to think, because Cherry's plan was, at this exact moment, it was literally just to grab everyone who was on hand after she finished this and leave. At this point, just exit the area, no longer be in the vicinity, and try and just call this off as just too much of a mess to handle, too much of a mess and too dangerous to handle right now. Oh. But also, she's secondarily like, what are they playing? What is going on right now? What are they exactly doing? not. So right now she's looking around to make. She's looking around for a quick moment, and she figures what is happening is that they are currently planning to well take out whatever is causing all of these Strix to happen, because you can't really hit a Strix with just a gun or a bat or a sword, I guess. Yes. So she figures probably what they're doing is probably try and take out whatever's causing this, or maybe trying to deal with a Vitus or something. And at this point, she's fucking tired. Hurt. And she wants Rose to be safe, and she's mostly decided that whatever's causing this is too much to deal with for this to be her problem right now. Oh, so she is going to go over to Rose. I believe this would be an opportune time to leave the area.
Yeah, I mean, there was talk of a nuke. We should probably leave here.
Well, largely the reason for my haste was to. I doubt we could outrun a nuclear weapon, and that's a. However, now that that is no longer a direct threat, I believe it would be best for us to leave immediately.
What are the other two gonna do? The ghouls. You told us, I believe, in Titania.
Tullis and Titania have their orders to make sure that Cherry survives whatever happens, so they're gonna follow those orders until the end. Or until they're reunited with Vitus and he gives them other orders.
Cherry's gonna start, if everyone's fine with it, just gonna go over and find and use an efficient path to just leave. She has directions, and she can just find a path to leave.
Yeah. So your trek out of the city is met with no resistance. There's a number of the machines that were on the outskirts of the city grouping up, and there's organization at this point. There's distinct squads set up, and they're actually fanning out in, well, a battle line, essentially, with a advance towards the center of the city. They're not all going to the center. There are groups staying on the outskirts, sort of taking up positions on buildings, Overwatch, etc. But things are moving, getting into motion. As you trek back the path you came, the small cave that came in through is there. Nothing out of the ordinary here. It's when you exit the cave and start to assess the situation that you can hear the howling on the wind. A lot of howling.
I'm guessing the howling is characteristic of wolves.
Yes, it is. It is wolven howling.
Wolf howling. given previous experience, I imagine this. This may become an even more complicated. This may become an even more complicated area than it currently is.
For the sake of time paradoxes,
Mhm.
we're going to temporarily jump back to the other party.
Okay,
We'll get back to Cherry in a moment to see
that's fine.
these wolves. The other four of you. This hulking, almost mechanical body has, well, been beaten into the dirt as Stahl kind of came flying out the window, essentially. The faint glowing that used to kind of emanate from under its scales almost has subsided, as it very clearly is dead, as it is in more pieces than most things can probably survive being in.
So that was a thing. Good job, Stahl. That was. I have never seen anyone be as physically powerful as that.
I only hire the best.
That was certainly impressive.
You only hired the best.
But what is that thing? It kind of reminds me of, what did you call them? The robots?
Yeah, it just looks like a robot to me.
I mean, if I would have guessed, I would have just thought it was some sort of combat augmentation of them.
Why was it here when they were over there? Gandhi? Was
Yes.
there like did a ghost leave this thing when it died?
No.
It's certainly not the same as the rest of them. Oh yeah, did it have a soul? Did I get a look at that?
No.
Not that I could say. Okay.
Did not have a soul.
Something entirely different.
Yeah, it has the appearance of them on the outside, but not so much on the inside.
Cryptic.
Huh?
Cryptic.
Oh, cryptic. I didn't hear the C in that word.
We're off to a great start. All right.
Yeah.
Great start.
Let's see.
Yes, so-
I can maybe look at it with some mage sight. Naturally would be what?
You already saw it with Mage Sight.
That's right, I did. Okay, so that wouldn't really get me anything else.
Yeah. The only thing, you looked at it with Forces and Prime.
Force and Prime.
It
Yeah.
takes forces.
Maybe the portal was just a trap.
If it was just a
Portal's still there. Is the portal still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
At
If-
this point, though, if you have something to say.
Yeah, Vitus was just gonna say, if it was a trap, it's probably the most dull trap I have ever been a part of.
Normally one seals the door of a trap, but the doorway is still open.
don't need to seal the door when there's a line of guns on the other side.
Well,
At this point, if the four of you could give me a perception check.
yeah. Ooh, 4. So close.
Yay. With my -2.
Even on perception? Wow.
On every roll.
Wow.
This is a harsh penalty.
So, everyone except Drew, essentially. Sorry.
He's a little focused.
Yeah. His Geist is still yelling in his ear, probably. It's at this point the slow clicking of almost heels on street can kind of be heard echoing very slowly down the streets. It's a distance away, but
I just one moment, stream related thing. Just for you, Stahl. Somebody donate 100 bits. He's so happy right now.
That.
you can say one letter.
5 minutes. All right.
What's he got?
He's like,
Fuck!
there you go.
You didn't want to bank it for a good moment?
I needed it for the jar.
Okay.
Now he'll save them up for a good moment to use them. Sorry, move on.
No, that's fine. Yes. Almost heels clicking down the street. Honestly, a lot louder than you'd think walking should be. It almost seems exaggerated.
Well, obviously it's gonna draw Vitus's eye over, so he's gonna look to see who's making that racket.
Look out the window.
I was already outside.
Oh. That's right. I was still inside.
Yeah, so it's not immediately apparent, as they have not rounded the corner yet, but rounding the corner is a unfortunately familiar figure. The same person that called the Strix down on you is slowly making his way around the corner nonchalantly.
Am I saying? Hold on. I want to check for a moment. Are you saying this man wears high heels?
Yeah,
People do sometimes put little metal plates in the heels of their shoes.
Yeah.
So that they click with every step. So even if you're not wearing like a heel, your full shoe still makes a very sharp
Like
sound.
clack. Yeah.
Stahl, we got 1,000 bits.
Oh my.
All right. Put that in the fuck jar. All right. So that's 9 more.
Failed.
You've already lost it.
It's 1,000, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
You are making Stahl's dreams come true right now, anime RP gamer.
It's everything I wanted to be, guys. I just gotta tear tiny F words the jar.
All right, continue on, Gandhi.
But you know, he doesn't appear to have noticed you. He is casually walking down the street, pocket watch out, sort of just intently watching it as he walks.
Word of warning, unless somebody grabs Vitus, we're gonna have an issue here.
Oh, this again? Well, I'm still inside the building, so I don't see what you see.
I came out too. Let's see.
Well, yeah,
Well-
I went out and punched the thing to death.
Well, both Kalmir and Drew saw him.
I heard him,
Oh, heard him.
and Drew didn't hear anything. He's
I just kind of
arguing with
point
his Geist.
to the
Oh,
guy.
no, it was Stahl. Sorry. My bad.
See what I tell you? It was a trap.
Since nobody's reaching out, Vitus is going to nonchalantly start heading in his direction again.
I
wonder if that was someone he knows. Talking to Drew.
Who? What?
Oh, Vitus just went toward the sound of the footsteps.
Footsteps? Well, what is it?
Someone outside. I'll go peek out the window.
I mean, I think Stahl would probably join in at this point.
Okay. So, Vitus, Stahl, as you walk down this road, this being, figure, person, whatever you want to call them, does his attention is grabbed. My words are not working right now, pardon me. As he kind of puts away this pocket watch and sort of straightens a coat and is just, are you really you're gonna make this difficult? How did you even get here? I left you like a mile back.
That wasn't your door, as I just kind of like point towards the direction of the portal.
Why would I want to own anything in this damn city? Have you seen the place? I don't own any doors here. Left one temporarily, but nowhere near here.
I guess we have friends in higher places than you.
No matter. It's not that you'll stop me. Very well, out of the way. I have things to do. He was walking forward.
Was he actually, because he came around a corner, is he actually coming towards us, or is he just going across the T section, essentially?
Essentially going across the intersection.
So we're not in the middle, we're not in between him yet, I would.
No, you'd have to step out in front of him.
This will not be the last time that you see us.
Is that so? Yeah. I'm not sure if I believe you. Anyways, good day.
Torched your birds quite easily.
They're not mine. They're lost kin. Don't worry. I will be grabbing what I am owed, and I shall be leaving this land. Don't worry.
Stahl, 2,000.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Continue on, Gandhi.
I mean, he is walking with the intent to walk past you.
I mean, you could always punch him. Not a good idea, but you could do it.
It's an idea.
I'll punch him. if no one's gonna do anything, I'm gonna march up and just try to deck him.
All right, well, and before Gandhi asks, no, this was not part of the plan that I'm working out. No, this is not part of it.
Yeah, I didn't think so. when Stahl is just like, yeah.
I'm gonna.
The plan.
This isn't my. Hey guys, this isn't my problem anymore. I left.
Yeah.
Well,
We left.
I know this is gonna fail, So let's just get this out of the way.
Hey, give me a roll.
Let's go with an all-out attack on this too. So that will be all right. +2, 8 again.
Wow.
That did not.
Yeah, that didn't go as well.
No.
I mean, you make contact and stumbles but a step or two before stopping, very slowly turning around, and is just, you know, I have no qualms about killing you. You're not even human.
Well, I'd argue you're by far the most inhuman out of all of us here.
I mean, he's got you there.
If only you knew what I am. But you don't.
With the front and
Children would not know.
look. If you're gonna do something, do something.
Do you want to die?
I'm not exactly afraid of you.
Hey, Gandhi, he Prometheus can come back to life.
Once.
That should only help me, you know?
Zika can come back multiple times.
More than once, yeah, I just remembered.
The only problem for killing Stahl here is he's Azoth what?
It'll take a while, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take him 5 days to come back.
I mean, if you vaporize the body, then he'll come back and we don't have to carry the body.
He doesn't come back if there's no body.
Is that how that works?
Prometheans, they regen from the largest chunk of their body. So they're
Okay, well then just vaporize everything but a finger here. And I'll keep it in my pocket.
got his finger.
Keep it in my pocket.
It's interesting that everyone else is arguing about how to kill Stahl, but not Stahl.
However,
Hoping I can walk away from this somehow.
I mostly just made a joke. Okay, tried to egg Gandhi on. I don't
want to kill Stahl, so
Vitus, I mean, despite being extremely competitive and wanting to take this guy on, he's still intelligent enough to kind of like put a hand on Stahl's shoulder as if to tell him to back down. Especially because he is working on a plan and, you know, he might need Stahl for this plan.
No. Not worth my time. He'll die to the other things coming, I'm sure. You made quite a mess around here. Made a foe of yourself. If somehow you're managing to walk faster than me, it looks like I'll have to just do this the easy way. As he turns and begins walking towards one of the walls and outstretches a hand.
Is this a spell that I can see?
Probably feel, but maybe not see.
Yeah?
Probably like base or prime.
Yeah, no, this is supernal magic.
Do I want to try and counterspell it?
I don't think we want to keep him here.
Do we want to? Yeah, that's the question. Do we want to keep him here or no and let him go?
I'm okay with the idea of letting him know that his tricks are known to an extent. Just kind of a, hey, we know what you can do. We have our own methods. Because obviously he'll either just walk away and do it again somewhere else.
Or we'll kill you.
Or,
Okay.
I mean, he's not quite there.
No, I'll stay alive this time.
This time.
I choose life. So yeah, I'll let it go.
Alexa, the only person who hasn't seen Kane, is the one person who could probably figure something out about Kane.
So yeah.
And in but a moment, he disappears, walking into the wall.
Within the next couple of seconds, Vitus is actually going to move over and check to make sure that that portal does close behind him.
It doesn't.
Careless.
The one that the guy went through, right? Oh, okay.
A bit,
Where is it going?
bit careless, or a taunt. Come get him. I kind of mutter, half speaking to Stahl, half speaking to the air yet again.
Did we follow him?
No. It would be best not to at this moment in time. We're not at full strength, just the two of us. We need to have a better plan to engage him than just a direct frontal assault. Now, I do this metagaming knowing what full well is going to happen, but Vitus is curious about something. He's actually going to lean down and grab a fistful of dirt.
It is quite uncomfortable.
And he's going to kind of let it sift through his hand as he kind of watches the sand, dirt, whatever, float back or fall back to the ground, and he goes, curious. And then he kind of moves his fingers and clenches his hand a little bit. And with that, he's actually going to turn and return to the group.
The other two have returned.
Well,
Yeah, what happened?
it was our mysterious friend that called the owls down upon us earlier. Stahl got in a good hit, caused him to stumble a little bit. However,
Who I should be impressed for?
he
Punching him or the person for only flinching?
he created another portal and went through it, very much like the one that we entered. However, it was not him that created that one, nodding to the one that we came through.
Well, the one that made this one was kind of cloaked in shadow. I could not see any features, only darkness.
Also, speaking directly to Kalmir at this point. You are somewhat aware of what I am, correct? In vague terms.
I have ideas.
Well, I have mentioned that I have an aversion to sunlight.
You did, yes, which would make the torch I made interesting idea coming from you.
Sometimes you need to do what you need to do. However, I have never once had an experience where the ground or soil burned me. This ground is hot to my touch. You are probably the most, lack of a better term here, normal of the three of us. Could you pick up the dirt? First, for my own curiosity.
Just dirt. Just seems to be everyday dirt. I pick up a handful of dirt. This is
You can look at it with your special eyes.
my special eyes. Well, first, does it feel odd?
It's quite cold.
Quite cold. It's cold to me.
And I'm doing this full well because obviously, you know, Vitus could just be yanking Kalmir's chain. Vitus is gonna take his hand and drive it as deep as he can into the dirt. I'm fully aware I'm gonna take damage here.
Well, I'm wondering how deep you can drive your fist into the dirt.
I have 4 strength.
I don't think even a... Well, I guess it depends.
Yeah, it depends on the type of dirt, because I was seeing it as more like sand and dust almost. Because that was kind of the way it was, because there were like sandstorms, etc. So it made sense that it would be mostly sand.
It's a very sandy dirt. It's loose.
All right, so plunge away.
How do I take a point of bashing lethal damage?
Point of bashing for shoving your forearm into the dirt, yeah.
As I take that point of bashing damage, I am going to lift my arm up, and it doesn't look like normal bruising that you would expect. It does look like small burn marks. And I am holding that up for everybody else to see as well.
And this is not normal for you.
Absolutely not. The ground tends to be a safe location for some of my kind.
Stahl just kind of mutters. So that's why you're always afraid of getting dirty.
Well, I never thought I would be studying dirt.
Says the Neolithic farmer.
Well, different kind of studying. And you don't know he's a farmer.
I know. That was out of game.
Normally the ground gives life. I will study it. What would it come under? So I normally would be forces and prime, technically space as well, because I took that as a ruling as well. But that probably wouldn't help either. Well, we'll just start with those 3. Forces, prime, space, because those are natural.
Okay, just mage sight?
Yeah, just normal active mage sight.
Okay. So, forces. Mage sight is telling you it should be hot. Doesn't feel hot though when you touch it. As for prime, it's not exactly supernal magic, so prime isn't super helpful here.
Right. I figured metagamey.
Yeah. As for space, I don't know how to describe it entirely, but space and forces are quite tied together here. What you're looking at that tells you this dirt should be hot is also kind of covered in space as well.
That is very interesting. Well then, Kalmir's gonna gonna squat down and start scrutinizing while they are doing other things. So I'll do some rolls and they can role play. Wait, can I only use one Arcana for scrutiny?
You can use multiple, but it's more difficult. For every extra Arcana you use, you get one less roll.
Ah.
I had checked that before.
So forces in space would be -1, basically, right?
I believe so. I would have to double check, but I believe that's how.
As Kalmir starts to kneel, I kind of turn to the other two, and I'm like, one, probably need to find out what happened to Cherry. Two, we also need to figure out where we need to go here.
We need to keep looking around. It's hard to find our objective if we're not looking.
Very true. At this point, should we split up and meet back here? Because Kalmir is going to be preoccupied for a little while.
For a little bit, yeah.
Yes. So, as you decide what to do, we're going to jump back to Cherry for now. So yes, the howling on the wind. If you want, you can give me a perception check. Otherwise...
Yeah, I mean, my wits and composure are good. The normal roll, modifiers, none. No, 5.
It's dark. It's difficult to get eyes on the origin of the howling, but you can tell it is a bit of a distance away, but considering it continues, it's getting closer. Relatively rapidly.
The car is nearby, right?
Yeah, just down the hill. And
I-
pulled up to the RV is what used to be a truck. It looks like someone has basically individually ripped every part of the vehicle off and just left it in the dirt next to it.
Yeah, okay. Cherry, no real better thing to do, I suppose, begins moving down. Moving down towards the truck. Okay. It may be best to enter. It may be best to enter the truck for safety, though I do not know. I do not know if that will truthfully help entirely.
Suppose it's better than being out in the desert.
I doubt the wolf howl. I doubt the wolves that appear to be approaching are entirely mundane, but if they are, I imagine being inside of a truck would be useful.
There's a bit of a nod from Rose there, and I presume agreement from the other two, the ghouls. As this is generally not a terrible idea.
Yeah, Cherry's, I suppose, gonna move toward the truck. I can enter it relatively soon.
Yeah, so. The question then becomes, are you looking out the windows while you're in there?
Yeah, she wants to see what's happening.
And Tallus would be as well.
Yeah, I figured one of the NPCs is going to see this so that you don't just sit in the truck and ignore. So yeah, the howling gets closer and closer. And eventually, you guys can get eyes on well, I don't know a better way to describe it than horde. As numerous wolves are in a full sprint. Some are wolves, which you'd normal sized wolves, some much larger. Obviously, I'm not going to ask for an occult roll for you to tell me these are Urshel. You would know that. However, more interestingly is the Garu-looking form. That's about the size of a house.
Uh-huh.
That very easily towers over even the largest of these Urshel wolves. Making their way towards, well, the mountain.
I don't think I need a roll for this guess. I don't think I need a roll to have a good idea what that is.
It's probably a pretty easy guess.
I believe that is the Pandoran, typically known as Father Wolf.
This means nothing to the NPCs, I presume.
Yeah. Jared just says that this is a profoundly dangerous being that is I do not know a proper comparison to make.
I suppose at this point, Rose is probably going to speak up, and I don't think this truck is gonna help us if they're looking to hunt.
Indeed.
Tullus
No.
is going to speak up real quick and go, perhaps going back where there are armed militia may actually be preferable to dealing with a wolf the size of a mountain.
We're not going to make it.
There's no truthful way we could outrun them. Just even if we could use the car, or it would not be fast enough.
Well, at that, the Tullus kind of just loads up a gun and places himself at the door, and he goes, I'm shooting anything that comes through this door.
I do not believe that combat will avail us either. Our best option maybe attempting to speak, though I wonder if that will help us at all.
I have limited experience with the wolves, but talking is not one of their strong suits. They tend to ask with their claws and fangs first.
Some do. So, merely, it may be best just, I doubt that we are their prey, and staying inside may be the genuinely best option.
Well, I don't plan on leaving this vehicle, and I don't plan on letting anybody else leave.
Indeed. Jerry doesn't have a better plan than just stay inside.
Okay, so this essentially war host runs past you before quite a deafening howl is let out. Very clear which wolf emitted that howl. And this war host stops in its tracks, halfway up the mountain. And a lot of them turn around. Not in a full sprint, but a number of them begin to start trotting down the path again towards your RV.